Let's make a miniature of the Simpsons living room.
For who?
My cats.
Why?
Because if you work hard enough, you can turn a cartoon into reality.
What?
You heard me.
She said confidently. First things first, the purple miniature side table.
We gotta go get that wood. Get in the wood.
I processed the wood and ripped it into miniature posts. Then I glued the pieces of pine together into a thicker tabletop. Then I created the table's foundation. I learned how to do this from my woodworking teacher and from practicing over and over, and failing over and over, and screaming into a pillow, but only once. But soon enough the table was done, which meant the actor I paid could finally model it. I paid him with treats. So many treats, he drives a hard bargain. So let's zoom out for a second because I had a long way to go on this project. A journey from couch to lamp to phone to other lamp to picture frame to rugs and walls. And why would I want to do all this work anyway? Was it just for my cats? It was also to build my artistic portfolio, to show what I'm capable of. And my rescue cats getting to enjoy it? That's the icing on the cake, or the treats in the bowl, or another thing. To make the sofa frame, I had to build a basic box out of plywood. I used my nail gun, glue, and YouTube clips of Tony Robbins telling me I could do it. But Tony didn't mention I was going to accidentally fire nails through the box and have to pry them out.
You're the one who told me I could do anything if I just put my mind to it.
Well, now that you're a little bit older, I can tell you that's a crock.
I used a jigsaw to cut out arched panels for the sides of the couch. Then I sanded it down so they'd all be the same. I had to take a dog walking break, which, by the way, that's how I got the money to fund this project. Dog walking and bartending, working class princess. I cut out the back of the couch, made sure it was symmetrical, though I felt like it wasn't for a long time until I finally gave up and said it was. Then I resumed work on the sides of the couch, taking those arched panels and using little strips of plywood to create an arch shape. That's it, people. That's how we get a little miniature couch frame. Final step is pray to God your cats will approve. Okay, folks, come on, we're going to Lamp Town. Welcome to Lamp Town. In this metropolis, we glue pieces of pine together and I'm the mayor. Glued the pine together so that I could get circles wide enough to make this lamp. My teacher helped me cut them on the bandsaw and then I glued them together, despite being sabotaged by clamps. Took a lunch break, got bossed around by a fortune cookie, didn't mind it.
And now to read my fortune.
Then I sanded for hours until it looked like rounded at the top, which you can see under my hands. Drilled into the top of it with a drill press. Cut down the dowel that's on the table there. There were a ton of holes in the pine, so I had to cover it up with putty. And honestly, I went overboard with the putty, like I typically do. And I was enabled by this little creature. Aw, look at him. About an hour more of sanding and then I got to paint. The shade of green was wrong up top, so I repainted it. Ooh, that looked better. Bought a lampshade to place on top of that, and I'm gonna show you that later. Ring, ring. The phone called. It wants us to make it.
Just taxidermy.
Okay, so plot twist. I bought a phone. Before I get chased by a mob with pitchforks, allow me to explain. This phone is just a starting point and will soon be Frankensteined. Behold the sight of sweet destruction. I'm gonna take this thing apart and scale it up to a slightly larger size. Whoa mama, look at me go. Whoopsies, almost sliced through the sled. I needed to make the phone taller. I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
I also made it wider, but you don't ever hear that song. I repeated the same process with the top part. Then I sanded my life away. Hey, you guys know how people say things are cute as a button? I don't even think buttons are that cute. Don't come for me, it's just how I feel. Here I am making buttons, of the pressing variety. And now everything is starting to come together. Take a look at this. Or I guess if you really don't want to look, you can avert your eyes. But your eyes would be pissed. They'd be like, hey, I wanted to see that sweet looking phone. Moral of the story is if you need to attach buttons to a phone, use glue and a nail gun. Then use putty, second guess you used enough, use way too much, and regret it. Came together by painting time though. I really played with this color to get it right and to match the photo. Struggled with this, but eventually it became not bad. I added a shiny lacquer too, which you'll see in the final reveal. Okay, other lamp, it's your turn. Oh, you'd prefer to be called lamp that was made second? That's fine. Primarily made this lamp out of PVC pipe. You down with PVC? Yeah, you know me. You can actually cut it with a miter saw just like wood. Or so I learned. Then the PVC pipe got its hair dried, and look how beautiful. Okay, it's actually a heat gun. If you hold a heat gun to PVC pipe for long enough, it will bend. Only problem is you'll inevitably get high. A lot of chemicals in that air. And now for the lamp's base. I'm miter cutting some pine. My teacher helped me out here, cut the pine into a hexagon, and then went through the process of turning it. I have zero experience using lathes, so he was able to take this chisel and basically just shape this piece of wood into exactly the shape I was looking for. Watching it get done is magical, if I do say so myself. Shout out to Paulo for helping me out with something I didn't know how to do. Bet you're wondering how that bent pipe turned out. It took a lot of time of shaping and reshaping it, but it finally got to a good spot. I ordered a lampshade online, but I couldn't find the right color, so I had to paint it red. Then I had to paint the rest of the lamp, and Henry wanted to help yet again, but helping is very tiring. Very sleepy little boys. Yeah, that's the thing about making a cartoon into reality, there's a lot of colors. After I finished painting, I had to add shellac so that it would be shiny. Sneak peek of how it turned out. Let's make a picture frame. Are you with me, people? Hey, get back here. I cut several thin strips off a piece of pine, 4 of them to be exact. Then I cut each side at an angle with the miter saw. I glued the frame together and then I sanded it in my kitchen with the help of Henry the Helper. Well, he was trying to help. Then came time to paint, which was a bit exhausting to tell you the truth. I'm reaching the end of this project and running out of steam. I had ordered the sailboat print online and then got it printed at Staples. And once the frame was done, I had to go back and upholster the sofa. And now for the upholstery, praying to Homer Simpson for the strength to get through this part of the project.
Dear Lord, the gods have been good to me and I am thankful.
Went with a brighter, more cartoony shade of orange, though I know that some seasons of The Simpsons had a brown, but know that this decision was not made lightly. I started with stapling fabric foam and batting onto the box that I had originally made. I was creating a deck for the cushions to sit atop so that they wouldn't slide. I ended up stopping work independently and going in to see my upholstery teacher to help me speed things up. He ended up having me redo some sections of the couch, which was embarrassing, but the final product was much better. I used to try to do these projects without any instruction at all, but once I found experts to help me, my work quality improved so much. A lot of people ask me how to find experts that will teach them. It's honestly not easy. You just gotta channel your inner sleuth and research your neighborhood obsessively. By the way, making these cushions are the hardest part for me. I struggle with it every project, but with a little assistance, we got there. And the boys, well, they love the cushions. I know what you're thinking. Does that mean all the pieces are done? Well, not the rug. Got 4 cheap bath mats. I'm sorry, did you think I was going to individually tuft each rug? Not today, honey. Nah, this was an easy one and I needed it after all the labor I had put in so far. While I worked, I watched Henry discover the couch. He became smitten with it very quickly. And with the application of the hot glue, all I needed now was to put the entire room together. So to do that, I was gonna need walls.
The walls are melting again.
I had to ask my dad to help me get the walls from my art space to my apartment, because my car just wasn't gonna fit it. My old carpet had a huge wrinkle in it, so I cut it out so we could do this room on top of it. Hey, don't say I never made any sacrifices. I secured the walls together with L brackets. Then I thanked my family for helping me, and I chased them down the street saying, hey wait, can you finish this project for me? The kiddies were immediately curious. They said, hey, what's that blonde lady up to again? She's always doing stuff. And I said, pipe down, let me get this molding attached to the walls. You're so close to the big reveal, but let me show you one last problem I had. That lamp I made, it was gravitationally challenged and it kept falling every time I put that red lampshade on, so I tried to fill it with kitty litter. Yeah, it didn't actually help. Eventually I put a board underneath the carpet and I screwed the lamp into that board. If at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and pour more kitty litter in it. And oh, look at that! Jerry Simpson loving his new living room. It's actually almost done in this shop, but I had to get the lampshade on. Jerry says, give me my modeling payment at once. Behold, it's time for the reveal of the final Simpsons living room. Look, it's not perfect, but it's got a lot going for it. And the kitty cats loved it too. It makes me wonder if I could build miniature rooms like this to try to raise visibility for rescue cats that are looking to find homes. Can you guys let me know what you think of that in the comments? But otherwise, I'm gonna say this was a mission accomplished. I've got an artistic portfolio on the books. And guess what? I turned a cartoon into reality. If you guys are working on projects and you think you might not be good enough to finish it, remember this moment. You can. Subscribe, comment, like, share.